if I look back on the last 20 years, or you look back on the last 20 years, can you honestly say there were times when a different decision would have radically altered your life to what it is today, either for the better or the worse? Maybe, for example, a career decision that changed your life, or maybe you failed to make one. Do you know, I was in almost the last year of my apprenticeship, and I went to college with a guy called Jimmy Hayes. Excuse me a minute, please. Jim was a great guy. He was a very good friend of mine. But he wasn't a lot of good at maths. And I was always brilliant at maths. And with 6 months to go to the end of my apprenticeship, he noticed an advertisement in the paper asking for applications for trainee pilots for BOAC, which is now British Airways Corporation, at Perth in Scotland. He said to me, "Shall we apply?" And I said, yes. So we both applied. And we both got accepted, subject to us both passing our maths exam at the end of our syllabus, which was 6 months away. And I looked at him and I said, "We can't go to Perth in Scotland and fly aeroplanes and come back and do the maths exam. That's not going to work." He said, "I don't care, I'm going." I said, we can't do that. You're going to lose both ways." He went and I stayed. Guess what? I passed the maths exam. He failed. He never even sat it. 5 years later, he was a captain of a jumbo jet, and I was still working a drilling machine. Friends, believe you me, sometimes we make some silly decisions. These decisions are about confidence. You know, maybe you're married or divorced. How would a different decision in that area have changed your life for better or for worse? Maybe you decided to have children or put it off in pursuit of a career. What was the impact of that decision for better or for worse? Do you know what? I made a decision to marry my second wife knowing that she couldn't have any children. That was a tough decision. I look at that now and think, what an amazing decision that was. I don't think she ever realised the extent to which I had to do research and judgment on that before I executed that move. But I don't have any children as a result of it. So some of the decisions we make, looking back, would have absolutely changed your life. I made another decision. You know, talk about making decisions. Do you invest in a business or don't you? Do you buy a house? Do you buy a car? Do you move to a different town? Do you adopt a different philosophy in life? Do you vote for a different party for a change? What about starting to exercise or give it up? Or starting or stopping smoking? Or deciding to move? Or do drugs? How many kids do drugs? Because their peer pressure puts it on them to do that. What a shame that is, because that's a fatal decision. The point is, how have all of these decisions affected you now, or made you who you are right now? Because for every adversity, the seed is sown for an equivalent or greater benefit. So sometimes these poor decisions, when we reflect on them, can be turned into our greatest allies. Some of these things that have come to us from left field and blown our life apart can actually be the very things we need to build a new and exciting future, not only for ourselves, but for our families. Are you happy with all the decisions that you've made? Or sometimes you look up and ask, why did I do that? What a dumb decision that was. Forgetting those things that are past, I press towards the mark. That's what Paul said. We need to put the past behind us with all its trials, its tribulations, its joys, its successes. They're all in the history book. We need to capitalize on its great stuff. We need to put behind us the bad stuff, learn from the adversity, and command the benefit that comes from it so that we can grow. It's not what happens to you in life. It's what you do about it. To try is to risk failure. Not to try is to guarantee it. The most important aspect of the research process is to learn from both our successes and our failures. Repeat the successful and cancel out the failures.